Hey Divas, it's Ingrid. Hey, quick video. I just thought I'd come in and say hi and see how everyone's going. Bless. We actually have all these trucks in my driveway over there because we are chopping down a beautiful tree that's really a weed because we're going to renovate. So we're getting things moving along and clearing out, which really does say a lot about what's happening at the moment around the world. Hey Deborah, especially in the United States. And I just wanted to talk about I was in my class today for 3 hours. I started at 6:30 in the AM. I have a lot of women of color and African American clients. Hey Samantha, hey Deborah. And one of the questions that kept coming up was, how do we speak about what's going on? We want to promote our work as well, and is it not appropriate? How do I address the issue? And I think the reason why I said, I am sorry, is, we're probably going to get some things wrong. And I think I just saw woman on my personal page saying something like, I don't get this, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. And like quite a few people were like, you're not really getting the point. And then she got quite sort of reactionary. And I said, I don't really feel that it's at this time reaction and shutting down and getting aggressive is not the way to handle this. You're going to fuck it up. It's better to fuck it up and be sorry. And I'll tell you exactly what I did when I fucked it up. And be open to, I don't understand. When someone doesn't understand, we know that all lives matter. Hello, but not all lives are equal, and how people are treated is not equal. Hey, gorgeous Karen. Hey, Shariza. Hey, Sandy. It's not equal on any level. And these people, of course, this is a global issue. Arna said, yes, there's also the Indigenous people of Australia. We then have, I've got beautiful Indian clients talking about their experiences with racism. And I said, we'll talk about it. And this one woman said, oh, it's so hard when I see someone killed, I just go into complete and utter sort of panic. And I said, that's okay. Do your best. I have another sound healer woman who's amazing. And I just said, it's great to bring love, and it's great to be a voice of love and healing, but maybe what you could do is just say, I'm sorry about the way you're feeling. I'm sorry that you feel so persecuted and hurt and angry. And so that this song that I am dedicating today, and the mantra and the meditation that I'm doing, is about moving from that feeling of anger and grief and sorrow and rage, which, if you just looked at the journeys that these people face, you would actually begin to have quite a lot of empathy for that. I also talked about, the question of just let me understand. What can I do to support you? How can I help? I was speaking about a girlfriend of mine who's really upset on the weekend, and it does relate that you don't want, when someone's really upset, you don't want to tell them to calm down, especially a woman. But they want to be classify it as anything other than divine beauty. That's what it is. That's how I see any woman of any shade or color, white, Black, Asian, Indian, all women of all color, creeds, are just divine. That's what I stand for. So, but in her feeling was sort of like this, she's invisible, which is her feeling, and it's up to me to be appreciative of that and loving and kind and respectful, to listen and to not get my fucking ego in a twist about it and be reactive. Like, we don't need that. We need people saying, let me hear you. So that's all I had to share today. We kind of baby get it, especially if we are white privileged women. But I think what we need to bring forward is more empathy, understanding. People are grieving. People are scared. Yes, there's looting and all these horrible things going on as well now, which I don't, necessarily think is the best way to handle things. So that's a whole other ball game. But that's about it. I just wanted to say that I think we need to be kind to ourselves. A few of my clients are feeling really tired, and I just said, look, take some time off, take a beat, restore yourself, because you're not going to be able to serve and lead from a place of utter exhaustion. So ground yourself, ground your energy, and get back to it when you're ready to do so in a day or two once you've had some rest. And that's about it. So I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm going to go to acupuncture myself. I was feeling really tired yesterday, so I really did spend a lot of time resting and sleeping and really just praying, and really then feeling very grateful for what I have and for where I'm at, and that I do have the ability and I do have the desire that I do want to speak up, but I'm definitely not an expert in it, but I can bring empathy. And I can, all my beautiful women of color, my African American clients, are just grateful, I think, when we acknowledge it. I think if people don't acknowledge what's going on, whether it was, and before that it was COVID, now it's all this, racism, and we have to all be anti-racist. And by being anti-racist, we need to speak up. That's the only way that we can, I think, really create change. So I think we've just got to be courageous enough and empathetic, and ask our sisters, like I'd like to interview someone next week and say, what are you feeling? How are you feeling? What do you want us to understand? What do we need to learn? We need to educate ourselves. Although a lot of African American women, from what I know, are really tired, hey gorgeous Emily, of feeling like they need to explain. It's like, read a book, educate yourself, research that, because they've been explaining and trying to explain for so long, and they're so tired. They're tired of the war. They're tired of fighting. So I'm going to send out an email over the next, hey, gorgeous, acknowledgement is in our power. Yes. So thank you, Emily. So what I'm going to do is I'm writing an email. I'm putting together lots of resources that we can go and educate ourselves more. I think Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's team from her website, did a really great interview with a best-selling African-American author. So I'll be putting all those links up. I put a link up just now from Instagram of a young 8-year-old African-American girl talking about the injustice that she feels, and to just really listen to her and feel into her sorrow and her grief. Like, how can you not open your heart and have a deeper level of understanding and compassion? And how can we fully understand it when we ourselves haven't really experienced it? So we do need to get it. We do need to understand. We do need to have empathy. And as I said at the beginning of this video, hey Scarlett, hey Salia, being reactive if someone calls you on something, the best thing that you can possibly do is just say, let me understand. I'm so sorry. Let me understand. So that we can expand and grow and hear each other, because I think that's what anyone who deserves, right? Hey D, respect. I was talking about when I've ever been upset in my life, if someone had just actually apologized and said, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, let me hear you, let me understand why you're so upset, then we would have a deeper level. Hey gorgeous Sally, I know you just had a baby. We would have so much more heart opening. The worst thing that we can do is to continually get angry with someone when they're grieving and they're, as I said, I had that friend of mine over on the weekend, and I'm just like, okay, what do you want to do now? What can I do to help you? I just made a bit of a joke, but the last thing we want to do is, when a woman is irate, is to tell her to calm down. What do you need? Tell me why you're so upset. Let me understand. I want to understand. Asking my community, hey Jocelyn, how can I help? Hey Angela, how can I help? How can I help? What can I do? What do you need from me? We're reaching out to a lot of our students and offering them some more time and support during this time as well. So anyway, I'm sending you guys so much love and beauty. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Get lots of water, lots of... I'm really envisioning and feeling into is this tremendous shift where as many white people as possible can wake up as well to support, because we need all of us to get it and to create a shift. So that, and just compassion and love, and then also honoring myself during the journey, because the energy is intense, and it's going to be intense for quite some time, I think. So we all need to also really honor ourselves. That I keep talking about adrenal fatigue and overwhelm, and we've got to sustain ourselves so that we can be really, really grounded. So do your best, I suppose, as well. Be compassionate to yourself and caring with yourself. Okay, beauties, I'm sending you so much love. I will be doing, as you know, everyone knows I'm doing my $1 Million Money Map on Friday. I will be doing a bit of a prayer invocation around releasing persecution and trauma. I hope to have a lot of fun. I want to talk a lot about leadership and voice ownership. And yes, how I got out of my own victimhood, how I got out of under-earning, how I got rid of my own personal anxiety, to really grow a very incredible, divine, not only brand, but it's a movement, it's a community, and it's so, I'm so I was going to say blessed. I'm really blessed, but I have done the work. I've done the work on myself. You see when people get so reactive, or we were having a bit of a joke today in my class about people being like worried about me or calling me unbalanced because I was emotional the other day, and I was sobbing and crying and upset because I was sobbing, crying and upset. And we're allowed to be upset. We're allowed to be angry. We're allowed to have our emotion. And to make that bad or wrong or unstable is bullshit, number one. As long as we're not harming anybody, we need to learn, hey, gorgeous ones, hey, Linda, we need to learn how to really be very comfortable in our emotion and hold it with grace and learn from it and have awareness and emotional IQ and maturity. And, a lot of my clients and students know that, I used to not be that way. I used to feel very uncomfortable. I couldn't even rest. I couldn't even, I grew up in a culture where it was go, go, go and do and push, push, push. I didn't have a safe haven for my emotions. I didn't grow up in a safe haven. I grew up with a lot of terror. So it's taken me many years to learn this and to really be, but I just made a choice. I'm not going to be defined by my background any longer, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to learn how to be my own lover, my own mother, my own champion, my own backer, which I became. I'm very mindful about who I have in my life, the relationships. So whenever anything is not going well in my life, I always, I struggle and I have my challenges and I fuck it up. But one of the things that I've done is, which is really helped me so much, is, hey, Joy, take responsibility and look at what's going on for me. Why do I keep repeating this pattern? Not what is not what someone has done to me or doing to me. Even if it's something really toxic and harmful, it's always like, what is it within me that has allowed this in? What is the lesson I need to learn? It's very humbling. But it's the most powerful act, really, to go, okay, how can I create this shift? What is it? What is the wound? I was asking someone today, what is that core wound? Where did it really come from at the beginning? Where was the first sort of, I call it like the pattern interrupt or the energetic tear? Where did it initiate from? And we need, hey, gorgeous Tammy, hey, Natalie, we need to go there to do the work so that we can literally release and restore and rewire the mind and spirit and the body, right? So we have to be brave enough to look within and go, okay, so X, Y, and Z happened, and I keep perpetuating a similar pattern. Hey, gorgeous Julie, and now I don't want that anymore. So what are the beliefs that? So for, I think with one of mine, oh, that's right. Today I go on and on and on, but one of mine. So I think I might have mentioned this with my childhood, was like, I saw my parents fight so much, and there was so much manipulation around money, and so I would do really well. I'd build businesses, I'd raise capital, living in the high life in New York City, and I'd crash and burn. I had this sort of, I stood back and go, oh, there's this pattern of behavior. Success, failure, which can be part of the journey as well, and we learn from it. Definitely learned from mine, but I'm like, well, what would happen if I didn't have that any longer, that kind of yo-yo effect, where I burned myself, and what was the core belief around that? And it was really around this, and I was so it was so subconscious, like it was like I was not aware that because my parents were such manipulative dicks around money, I witnessed that as a child, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be like that. And one of the core beliefs I had is that money creates pain. So if I still stay in the vibration of money creating pain, I'm always going to burn a hole in my pocket, or I'm always going to burn myself. Hey, Liz. Liz is helping me at the moment with my Instagram. She's amazing. She's also a marketing lecturer at the university. She's an amazing lady. So, you know, there's a pattern of, oh my God, money creates pain. So I'd do really well and then I'd sabotage myself because I didn't want to be part of that journey. And my core belief from my childhood is money and pain and manipulation. Also that I don't deserve it and all that stuff due to abuse of my childhood. I just would always, you know, have it, create it. I'd like hustle it up. I'd like, you know, when I got my first job in advertising in New York, I just walked into the ad agency and did a full-on pitch and got a job. I had no clue that they were getting 20 and 30 resumes every single week, and that it was like, you know, I just was like, hi, I'm Ingrid, here I am. So I had that gumption and I had that chutzpah and I had that sort of real strength in me, but then beyond the strength was all the insecurity and all of the, you know, this unconsciousness that was there trapping me, and I would do really well and then lose it. I also would fight a lot with my boss because he reminded me of my father and would try to control me, and I'd be like, and I don't know if I handled that always the best because I was kind of a bit young and immature. I did a pretty good job. We're still friends actually. But yeah, he really triggered me because he was so controlling and quiet and lovely and also very disrespectful. And so I'd get really, really upset with him. So once I released, okay, I see what would happen if I flipped it to, you know, I really respect money. I see it. I release all that sort of anger and rage and grief and sorrow and remove myself energetically from the patterns of my family, of what my mother and my father did, and really separate myself from that and choose, well, how do I want money, and what is my interpretation of money, and how and what beliefs would I need to integrate now in order for me to continue to keep building. And a beautiful belief that I'll leave you with today is, not only do I allow myself to make money, I allow myself to hold on to it, to build it, to share it, and to, like, whenever I share money, like yesterday I went and bought all these clothes for someone on my team, actually Emily, who's amazing, who's been helping me a lot, and I wanted to thank her, and I'm also trying to wine and dine her at the moment. I wanted to come and stay with me for longer, permanently actually. So anyway, this is amazing, and I need help because I'm scaling and I just want more help in my business. And so I'm like, well, what would I buy her? Like, so I bought her a beautiful top like this, and I bought her these beautiful velvet pants. I'm actually wearing a pair, and people go, oh, you're so generous. And I don't know, I think that, yes, I am. I like to be generous, but if I really truly believe in the law of abundance and that I will always make more, and if someone's done a really good job for me, why wouldn't I buy her something? Why wouldn't I give it to her, right? Whenever I spend money, whether you're investing in a course, whether you're buying clothing, buying food, I am always so grateful. I say, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I reap it back 100-fold. I reap it back 100-fold. And some of the beliefs that I've embedded is I build it, I build it, I build it, I continually build it. And when I'm making money, I don't just focus on I'm making more money. You know, I spoke to some of my students to say you want to make like, you know, 100 grand over the next 3 months. And it's like, okay, I've got to sell 20 spots at 5K. You want to write down 20 spots at 5K, and you want to put that down where you're making, okay, joy, where you're making your, you know, coffee every day or tea. I would like focus on it. I'd be like, okay, 20 clients, 100 grand, great, $5,000, say, for example, right? That's one part of it. The next part of it is, if you really want to amplify your ability to manifest, number one, you got to clear out that junk in your trunk, and you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And if something's not working in your life, or you're rejecting money, there is a belief that you can't have it, or that it's dangerous, or that you shouldn't, that you don't deserve it, or that it's going to cause you harm, or that you're a fucking bitch to have it, or whatever the fuck it is, or you don't, whatever it is, look at those beliefs and release, and ask the divine creator to come and support you. I'm clearing it. I'm clearing it. I'm clearing it now. I'm asking for rapid divine transformation. I'm asking for the awareness. I'm asking for the strength. And Victoria, thank you. Victoria sent me a beautiful gift today. Thank you. So I'm always receiving. Always receiving. I am always receiving is a beautiful divine invocation. A lot of soul empaths give, and then don't receive. And I used to be like that for years as well. Okay, so there was another point about it. Okay, so the other point around manifesting more clients is, okay, yes, you've got to get your marketing on point. Yes, you've got to be a leader. Yes, you've got visibility. Yes, you've got to get your offer on point. Yes, you've got to make sure that you don't fuck up the sale. Hey, Julie, and like fucking be like a little child on a sales call, or a little girl. I talk about you've got to be queen. You've got to hold space. You've got to call people into action. You can't believe people's bullshit. If people give you an objection, don't take it personally. You've got to learn this. You've got to learn it. It is an art form. It's also maturity, okay? But the next part is you want to think, hey, gorgeous Eileen, you've got to think about the transformations of the people that you're going to serve. Hey, gorgeouses. Hey, Jennifer. So when I'm really amplifying and really calling people in, I'm also thinking about, hey, Jennifer, the transformation that the person's going to receive. Hi, Miriam. How you going, gorgeous? You gorgeous goddess. You know, it's like, what's the experience going to be? Like, I have literally manifested people saying to me the exact dialogue that I visualize them saying. I kid you not. You know, filling out VIP intensives in New York City. Like, I was like, I'm going to have all my clients from around the world, from Finland, Denmark, you name it, Europe, Australia, California, coming to New York. I visualized, you know, the exact apartment. I found this incredible apartment on Broadway in 12th. It cost me $25,000 for a month for that place, but I stayed there. I remember my mom actually coming over for a few days going, oh, this is so much. This is so much. Oh, Ingrid, or looking at my clothes and going, oh, it's so much. And I'm like, yeah, it's great, isn't it? I love it. You know, I've only got one life. I want to live it. I want to experience it. I want to remember it. And I have a high ticket brand. I need to create an experience for these women. And I did. I had women flying in. I had women cuddling me and crying. We stood in a circle. We prayed together. We chanted together. We did clearings together, and we did business stuff. And we went to the most beautiful spa and retreat, and we did photo shoots and video and did voice activations. And really, at the end of the day, what makes me courageous to speak up despite my insecurities and my shit and whatever, and quite frankly, I'm quite over my insecurities. You know, I have things, but I really am so done with it. I'm so done with being a bitch face to myself. I'm so done with hating on myself. I'm so done with thinking that I'm not enough. I'm done. I made peace with that a few years ago a lot. Like, I was just like, I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. Hey, Carrie Ann, I used to have chronic eating disorders. I was talking about that today. A beautiful client of mine, amazing woman, was like, I still have this body stuff. I'm like, well, so we have cellulite, we have scars. I'm still in the same energy from this morning. Mwah, you're so gorgeous, Sashita. I love you. And one of the biggest ways to get out of the energy is to, or I don't know if it's a good energy or what you're going through now, Sashita. I hope you're feeling okay. But is to share and to tell stories and to invite women in and to have honest discussions. I've been stagnant and I haven't been able to gain the amount of abundance I believe I am worth. She says Eileen, I have cleared my something. Anyway, I'll reach out to you later, Eileen, but I can help you with that. So in all my courses, I just let you know, we do a lot of energy work and clearing and talk and heart healing. Love and leave you. I've got to go to acupuncture. Take care of yourself. Amber, you're amazing. Kelly, you're amazing. I'm sending you guys so much love. I talked about self-care. I talked about honoring. I talked about what I do in order to receive more abundance. Always focus on also the outcome that the person's going to get in terms of their transformation. See them saying to you, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I love this work. It's so powerful. It shifted me so much. See them giving you money with excitement, that they're happy to spend the money. Don't feel guilty about asking. One of the biggest mistakes female entrepreneurs make is asking for the sale. How are you going to help them if you don't ask for the sale? Please, let's release that shame. Hey, Prasanna. Hey, everyone. I'm sending you guys so much love. You're all goddesses. You're all incredible. You're all amazing. Sending you so much love. It's a challenging time. You got this. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's keep breathing. Let's keep sleeping. I'm going to buy a magazine. Actually, that's another thing I used to do. Hey, gorgeous Prasanna. I loved your post today. It's so beautiful, Prasanna. I loved your post about, you know, can't remember exactly what you said. I'm getting a bit tired now, but it was so beautiful. I'll get some of it and see. I'll share it up here in the group. The other thing I talked about is just trying to understand, like, you know, what can I do? Saying sorry, I'm sorry. How can I help? Listening, growing, so that we can support our divine Black sisters in this ascension. Just get on board. Your life will never be the same, says Shasita. Thank you, darling. I love seeing you rise. Hey, Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea! It's Chelsea Frederick. How are you, gorgeous? I just mentioned New York the other day, too, about New York. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you and your girls are good. Okay, darlings, I'm sending you so much love. I cannot, hey, beauty. For all of you who don't know, just if you want to come, I'm going to do juicy content. One of my divine clients asked me about how I made my first million, how I got started, what I crafted and created. It actually wasn't a business course. It was a healing course that I did, how that happened, how I sold my first 6K and the client paid me in full, blah, blah, blah. I've actually created a whole graph on, you know, going back I think it was like 2016 to now, and everything that I've done and all the sort of things that I did and all the core milestones. And as I said, I'll be doing energetics and deep healing work, and I'm bringing